64% of Americans did not read in the past 12 months. This is a crazy study from 2022, and it's pretty mind-blowing to me. And not only is it mind-blowing, it's also concerning because I know that with addictive technologies like social media, pornography, it's only going to get worse, right? With the internet and how fast-paced the world is going. This is only going to get worse. Why? Because people's attention span, maybe they're terrible now, but imagine 10 years down the line. Is this statistic going to be 90%? Like most people haven't read just a book, 90% of people. So it's concerning, but the angle that I want to take with this video is kind of the positive angle. You can learn the facts. Okay, most people don't read, they don't want to educate themselves. You can follow the pack, you can just follow the sheep and do whatever they do. Or you can decide not to follow the sheep and not become that NPC and read more books, because most successful people, most successful CEOs, they read books. And if we follow one of the key habits of successful people, it's they read books and they apply the knowledge from the books in their life and their business. So you know those friends, I had a million of those in high school that they laugh at you when you tell them you read a book, or they scold the fact that people read books. Hey, like he read books? What the hell? That sounded like a southern accent. But anyway, what I was trying to say is, yeah, most of your friends, maybe they're in the same position. They're like, oh, why do you read? Reading is for losers. Reading is for whatever, insert whatever thing. But let me tell you that not reading is not a flex. Those people tell you, oh, I don't read. I'm cool, right? Because I don't read. Who reads? That is not a flex. That's actually, you know, they say weird flex, but okay. It's not a flex, bro. I saw another interesting statistic. It said that about 42% of college grads after graduating don't read another book. So basically education stops right after college for their whole life. They haven't read a book their whole life. So this is really common, right? I told you about people scolding this reading movement, reading is for losers, or people who just genuinely stop learning after college, after school. And I think part of that is the education system has taught us to hate learning. And it's sad, right? It's sad that we've been conditioned to hate learning. We associate learning with tests, with just hardship and not fun. But learning is fun. And you have to instill the student mindset in you very early on, because if you don't do that, you're going to become like that statistic. Let me tell you a story. So recently I've graduated university, and easily what I can do now is stop learning for the rest of my life. I could literally just tell to myself, yes, I'm done. No more tests, no more learning, no more books. That's it. I'm not forced to do it anymore. So yeah, you know what? I'm just going to conform, not do anything, no learning, just follow what everyone else is doing. I could easily do that. But in fact, what I've been doing in the past 3 weeks since I've graduated is I've been learning the most I've ever been learning in my life, partly because of the amount of free time I have. So I'm learning about businesses, I'm learning about money, I'm learning about self-improvement so I could help you guys and teach you guys. I'm not conforming to what my student friends are probably telling themselves, that yeah, I'm done with school, that's it, no more learning, yes, this is perfect. I don't know how that's a good thing. That is genuinely sad in my opinion. I really think that the future is in self-learning. The future is not in just the traditional education system, although yeah, there's pros and there's cons of it. It's not just terrible, right? But I really think that the future is in self-learning. And part of it has to come from you, right? No one can force you to learn. That statistic is sad, but you know, I can speak to them for hours. They're not going to read. They're not going to learn because they have something ingrained in them that's not going to change. So let's say you're young. Let's say you're in college or you're in your 20s. You need to make sure that you keep reminding yourself, I'm a student for life. I'm going to keep learning, because as you start learning or you read outside of school, or you watch videos like these, you start understanding that you don't know anything. And that's an amazing thing. You don't know anything and you have so much more to learn. And I think there's beauty in that, honestly. Let me give you a weird example of how I'm learning more after school, after I graduated college. One of the things I started doing is learning more vocabulary in English. And maybe this sounds weird to you, but vocabulary is super important, especially for me speaking in front of camera and just being in this online space. It's very important to learn vocabulary, not be behind everyone else. Also, the importance of vocabulary is not very superficial, but it also helps you to articulate what you want to say, articulate your message and help others. So for me, it's very important. And that's something that, you know, most people don't even care about. Why do I need to learn more vocabulary? I know English. Bro, I know English, I'm fine. That's what most people would say to this. But no, learn to be a student for life. There's endless amount of words I can learn, and I want to be a student for life, and I want to learn more. And so that's why I took this initiative, and it comes from me. It's not like I have to do it. And I'm learning. There's this app called WordPal. I believe there's also an Android version along with an iOS version. So I know that's a weird example, but maybe this helps you think, okay, what are some interests I have? What do I want to learn? Do this even if you're in school. There's no reason to wait until you graduate like me. Adopt this learner mindset right now. So this video is about reading mostly. So I want to focus on that for the rest of the video. If you want an edge over other people, read right now. Like, stop the video and read. No, I'm kidding. No, but genuinely read more than the average person. Don't become like that statistic. I think reading is beautiful. It's an amazing thing because reading allows you to get into the minds of philosophers, of authors, of just intellectual people who had ideas, who had thoughts, and they put it on paper. Yes, you can learn it from a YouTube video. Yes, you can learn it from a podcast, but believe it or not, most podcasts, YouTube videos, even this one, they're dumbed down, right? You can't compare a video, even a podcast, which is much better, to a book. A book is amazing, and there's no way to get around it. Yeah, you can listen to Audible, you can listen to a book, but you have to read or listen. There's no way to get around this and just watch videos all the time because there's a lot of gold in there. Not only will the extra knowledge give you a boost over other people, an edge if you want to call it, but it's also the mental health benefits, right? The clarity that you'll get when you read, the focus as well. Most people, as I told you, cannot read for their lives. They can't even concentrate for 5 minutes. And you're sitting there for an hour, which most people cannot do, and you're just reading, you're just focused. You're not on your phone, you're not distracted, you threw your phone away, and you're just reading, you're just present with the words. And that also trains you to be more focused outside of your reading. It helps you to be focused in your work, and that is really a helpful thing, right? In today's distracting world, that is a gift, to be more focused. So while other people, like your friends or people that you know, are scrolling on TikTok, are basically destroying their dopamine, you're reading a book. You're not only educating yourself, you're not only becoming mentally healthier, you're feeling happier. It's basically all the above. There's so many pros of reading, and I really think maybe this is going to push you to read if you haven't been consistent with it. I hope it does. I genuinely hope it does. And maybe you see me speak highly of it and something just was triggered now, and you're gonna read. So I hope I could make that change in your life. So this will really give you an edge, and to be honest, you'll have this weird flex that you'll know that you've read more books this year than most people read in their lifetime. And genuinely, if you just read 1 or 2 books, most people don't even read anymore. Most people just stop reading. So that gives you an advantage. You don't have to be reading 1,000,000 books every month. You don't have to be reading 100 books per year. You literally can read a few good books and really analyze them and really understand every single chapter, write notes, just reread even if you want to. That will give you an edge. It's not about the quantity. I think with books, it is about the quality of how you read it and how you understand and retain the information. And that's what I want to get into next. So reading is not just about checking the box. Oh, I read, I'm cool. It's about actually retaining the knowledge and applying that knowledge in your life so you can be a better person, so you can help others, so you can have an edge in your business. So whatever you want to read for. But the point of reading, specifically nonfiction, that's what I'm talking about in this video, it's to actually retain. And it's basically useless if you don't retain the information. You just read to read. I just read to be cool. So what can you do? And this is a really important point, so pay attention. What can you do to retain more information? So I've spoken in a previous video of mine, you can write notes. And then another thing you can do is once you wrote those notes, as you're reading the book, is you write notes of the notes and keep that stored somewhere, like in a Notion page. That way, you have stored in a file somewhere the most important things they took out of that book. So that's great. But I have actually one more tip, which is very interesting. I haven't really heard about it. So a lot of people know about Audible. A lot of people know about listening to books while they're working out, while they're driving a car, etc. And that's great. That's an amazing thing. I do that too. But a really big way that you can retain more information while you're reading is to not just read, but also read while you listen to the audiobook of the book. That way, when you're reading, the senses that you take in the outside information are not only your eyes, it's also your ears. And that gives you another layer to help you to retain more information. So what I literally do is I take my phone, let's say this is my phone, but it's not because I'm recording it on my phone. I play an audiobook of the book I'm reading, put it on the side, put my headphones on, and I start reading. And that 100% I see it. It helps me to retain more information and also read faster. That is very powerful. Personally, it helps me be more focused because sometimes I would get distracted or, thinking about something. That really puts this laser focus on the book because I don't want to pause the audiobook every single second. Although I do pause it, I really want to pay attention and I really want to be focused, and it forces me to be focused. So try yourself. I already hear some of your limiting beliefs or what you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself, oh, it's so expensive. Why would I buy an audiobook alongside the physical book or an ebook? It's a waste of money, waste of time. But here's the thing, bro. That extra $5, $10 for the audiobook is an investment to help you succeed. And that is powerful stuff, right? You're not wasting that. I'm telling you, if you do both of them, you're going to retain information better. So try yourself. I really think it's powerful stuff. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit more, but who cares? You're going to retain more information and you're going to read faster, right? You're going to go through more books. And honestly, it's pretty fun. It's sort of like a motivation to read because there's a person reading the book for you. Just try it yourself, brother. I'm sure to help you to read faster and retain more information. I literally don't see any negatives about it. So there's no harm in trying it like I've tried it recently, and it is powerful stuff. So brother, like I said in this video, read and gain an advantage over others because most people are living in a distracted state where they can't read, where they don't want to read. So to be different than the average person, start reading more, start actually applying that knowledge. Brother, I hope this helped you. I hope you won't become part of that 64% statistic that I gave you in the beginning, because there is so much information that you can learn and it's fun. Learning is fun. Stop thinking that learning is not fun because school taught you that, but refrain from that because it's not going to serve you in your life. Again, brother, I hope this helped you. See you next time. Peace.